Hi, and welcome to the end of day 62. I started at the Mount Algo shelter in Connecticut, and I walked 12.4 miles out of Connecticut into New York to the Wylie shelter. It's the first shelter in New York. After my video yesterday, the heavens opened up. I mean, it was a horrible rainstorm, and luckily I was in a shelter. I got some decent sleep, but not great. Shelter sleeping is hard because when one person moves, everybody has to move because the air mattresses are so loud. It was a tough day. I was able to start hiking with this man that goes by the trail name of Drug Runner. He's a pharmacist here in Connecticut, and he was doing the Connecticut section of the AT. So he was doing, just doing it took us about 3.5, 4 days. So I ran into the first day. We stayed near the same shelter. And so on the third day we started hiking together, so we hiked yesterday and today. When we got through Connecticut to his car, he was nice enough to take me for pizza. So Drug Runner, aka Scott, thank you very much for the pizza. That was well appreciated. I only did 12.4 today, which is not as much as I've been doing, but to be honest, I'm glad. I got to the Wylie shelter and I just kind of sat. Some northbounders came through and I had a nice conversation with this couple. He was from Colorado, she was from Baldwinsville, New York, but had been living in Maine. Very nice people. I don't remember their trail names. Then another northbounder came through and I spent the last 2 hours helping him to get a fire started, and we were able to get it started. I'm going to tent tonight because yesterday after I made my video, sorry for my fingers being in the way, the heavens opened up and I slept in the shelter, so I was able to stay dry. It's not supposed to rain tonight, but you never know. But I need a good night's sleep, and it'll be easier to sleep in my tent than to sleep in a shelter with everybody else, because it's tough in shelters when one person moves. That wakes everybody else up because air mattresses are loud. And you got to deal with mosquitoes. So I hung my bear bag, even though a lot of northbounders are telling me that they haven't done that since Shenandoah in Virginia. I'm still way too cautious about that. Oh, and on one final note, I stopped at some town in Connecticut to resupply, and there was some trail volunteers that were nice enough to let me volunteer, or to watch our bags. So we walked over through this covered bridge. It was a really cool covered bridge. Unfortunately, my picture didn't come through. Kind of like there was no welcome sign to New York. You cross into New York, and then at one point, and then back into Connecticut, and then back into New York again. So I thought at the second one, where the final crossing into New York was going, it would work. There would be a sign, but no sign. So anyways, sorry, this is kind of rambling. The trail volunteer asked me when I would like to be done, so I told him I would like to be done by Thanksgiving, and he says, "You're never going to be done by Thanksgiving." And it was like, well, why did you ask? He goes, "You're way too far, or going, that's way too far for too short of a time." And I'm thinking to myself, why did you ask me if you already had an opinion on what I was going to do? So that was a little bizarre. And I finally remembered one of the things I wanted to talk about. People sitting on the trail. So my first day in Connecticut, there was an entire school group, and their adults had them sitting in the middle of the trail. And I get that the kids don't know better, but the adults should. And then there's a family sitting in the middle of the trail. So please just move off a little bit and let people, walk. But things are going okay. I'm planning on a 13-mile day tomorrow to meet up with my father to get some more stuff. New York makes me nervous because the shelters are so spread out, and I'm not seeing any other Sobos. Oops, I apologize for that. I'm used to being around a lot of people, and there's 3 of us here tonight. So that makes me a little nervous, but I know it's all going to work out. People will catch up to me or whatever, and I know I'm hiking my own hike, but it is nice to have people around in case, I get nervous. I'm a nervous person. So that being said, good day. Scott, thank you once again for the pizza and the Gatorade. It was nice hiking with you, and I hope your vacation in Cape Cod goes well. I'm proud of myself for having 5 states down. That means 9 to go. I know that sounds like a lot, but I started off with 14 to go, and now I'm down to 9. So, that being said, I am going to stop this because my battery's about to die, so I need to go charge. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.